Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just get you to take your seats if you can so we can start the ceremony this morning. My name is Clinton Begg. I'll be your MC for the opening ceremony for Click Digital Solutions Expo being held today, so welcome. Before we get started, I'd like to do an acknowledgement to country. We'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this event is taking place today. We recognise the country north and south of Brisbane and River as the home of both the Turrbal and Jagera nations. We pay deep respects to all elders past, present and future. I'd like to welcome everyone to Click Digital Solutions 2021 today. We've got some great presentations happening throughout the day today, including a fantastic book launch a little bit later on. We have a few housekeeping things that we need to go through just to start the day off. Due to COVID, spaces to the rooms are capped, and we will have people on the doors to let you know if the room is full or not. So obviously we've got to remain compliant throughout the day. Toilets can be found here at the mezzanine level, near door 7 to the hall. We also have toilets up on the plaza level to the left when you get upstairs as well. Okay. Maribel's Cafe will be open while our event is on for food and drinks, so get your caffeine hit while you can. I know I will be later on. As well, coffee will also be available from there as well. Please make sure that you have scanned in and have selected our event and time that you will be here. Okay, make sure of that. If you need assistance with that, there are some of our helpers at the front desk that will be able to help you with any inquiries that you might have with that. Also, you must make sure that when you're entering any of the rooms that we are actually scanning into those rooms as well. Okay. I'd like to now introduce Lisa Lang, Chair of RDA Brisbane, to say a few words. Please welcome Lisa.
Good morning, everyone. Members RDA and sponsors, partners, and Deputy Mayor Christian. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Regional Development Australia, commonly known as RDA, I welcome you all to Click Digital Solution 2021, and welcome the regional business audience who's now joining us through the live stream and broadcasting through YouTube. Click 2021 has been designed for you as a small business people to learn everything digital about how to make your business more competitive. This is to meet the innovation demand from your customers, either from digital payment for e-commerce shop or helping deliver the government project in an electronic way to be more effective and efficient. Today, there is much more understanding for the essential and important role of digital business management. Why RDA want to support small business? The small business is the backbone for Queensland economy, and the small business are the predominant type of business trading in Queensland. Queensland is the home to more than 445,000 small business, and in every sectors and in every community, in every region. So that takes up 97.4% of Queensland business. And to everyone's surprise, we only have roughly about 10,000 medium business and only 600 large business. So small business is the core center of Queensland economy. The digital solutions has been delivered across Queensland by RDA to support ASBAS program. ASBAS representing Australian Small Business Advisory Service. And I would like to congratulate RDA's team, ASBAS Manager particular Sean Wharton, and her ASBAS team to successfully put together a wonderful program for today with the workshops across 6 rooms. And that's going to be facilitated by RDA members and also by our capable, knowledgeable business advisors. I also like to thank our RDA team today, including this morning, RDA CEO Margaret and my board members, and they all working for volunteer for RDA, and they all from well-known industries and well-connected business. and William, Daniel, and Margaret, Michael, and Steve, a few others coming in the afternoon. I acknowledge and thank RDA's parent partner and sponsors in the delivery of this wonderful digital program, Business Station, today represented by Agna and her team. The keynote speaker, a well-known personality, David Koch from Sunrise, who will be joining us this afternoon. So stay as long as possible and meeting all the people you want. Click 2021 also demonstrate the public sector, like a government, at the federal, state, city council level, can work together and to support private sectors like small business you represent before to deliver a very, very good project and achieve a successful outcome. So I encourage you all to stay for the whole day and meeting the people, connecting as many as possible, and I wish you all success for your business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa. I'd now like to introduce Councillor Krista Adams. Krista was first elected as a Brisbane City Councillor in 2008 and it now represents the ward of Holland Park. In 2019, Councillor Adams became Deputy Mayor, and after the 2020 council election, she was reappointed as Deputy Mayor and given the responsibility of Chair of City Planning and Economic Development. Please welcome Councillor Krista Adams to the stage.
Thank you very much. And good morning, everyone. It's my great pleasure to be here this morning. Can I start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet here today, those past, present and emerging. It is wonderful to be here today representing the Shrinner Council. We are dedicated to supporting small to medium enterprises, as Lisa said, a very large part of not only the Queensland economy, but we know 92% of businesses in Brisbane are small to medium enterprises. And the return of Brisbane Click Digital Expo for this year is a great way to bring everybody together to make sure that you can network and you can learn and you can grow, because I don't think anyone can underestimate the changes we saw after quite a challenging year last year, and how we all need to think a little bit differently in our businesses to make sure we can keep expanding. I'd like to thank RDA for hosting here today, plus Business Station and Australian Small Business Advisory Services Digital Solutions Program. I hope you get a lot out of today. It's fantastic that you'll have that ability to build your digital skills and more importantly, build your confidence. And one thing that Brisbane does really, really well is network, because you hear so often. I mean, apparently there's 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon, and there's about a 0.5 degree of Brisbane City. So there will be somebody here that you know from somewhere else that can introduce you to somebody new today, and that's so much part of the expos that we have like this as well. We are a resilient city, and we are coming back very, very well after, as I said, a challenging year last year, and we are coming back better than any other capital city in Australia. Almost double the growth of Sydney and Melbourne as well. I think that's because after navigating lockdowns and the new COVID way of life, they have actually finally, pardon the pun, that Brisbane is the place you want to be. It's the place you want to live. It's the place you want to play. But as you know in this room, it's the place you want to work as well. And Lord Mayor Adrian Schrinner gave myself and the Finance Chair, Councillor Adam Allen, the very straightforward task as soon as we got through the election last year and realised we had to navigate a new Brisbane, and that is to make us the most friendly council in Australia to small to medium enterprises. And we have been working very, very hard on that over the last 12 months. Adrian established the Economic Recovery Task Force, as I said, headed by Councillor Adam Allen, but in my role as Economic Development Chair, supported through the Economic Development Team and also Brisbane Economic Development Agency, formerly known as Brisbane Marketing. You may remember that name. And we were given 4 main priorities: support local business, reboot the economy, identify future growth, and identify and incentivise development of new markets and business opportunities. And we got stuck straight into that. We ended up with many initiatives that we started. We've gotten through half of those completed and done, and we're still going. One of the ones that I'm most proud of is the Brisbane Business Hub. If you haven't been there yet, It is actually in the Queen Street Mall. It's been there for about 6 months now. I know Margaret and Lisa and the team know it well, and they're nodding as well. If you are about my age, you remember where McDonald's and the Regent Theatre used to be. It actually, you walk through the old Regent Theatre, which is still there, the heritage part, right through to the back doors, and it's on the second floor. It is a drop-in centre. We've had over 1,200 people drop in. We have had over 50 workshops. We have mentoring. So we've had fantastic partnership for businesses in Brisbane, and they have offered their time and their services free of charge for businesses, small businesses in Brisbane who need that support. So if you're starting or you're growing or you're just using that P word and pivoting after last year, there will be a mentor there for you that will spend hours with you to make sure your business plan is right and you're on the right track. Workshops on the couch with exciting people. Kathy Reed's coming up. Glenn Richardson, I think, on Thursday sold out with a waiting list. So it's all happening down there on the Queen Street Mall. And if you haven't taken yourself down there to have a look, please drop in and catch up with Miriam, Emily, and Isaac and the team as well. On top of that, obviously, to December last year, we did incentivise by taking a lot of our fees, permits and charges out, $18.2 million worth of fees and discount charges we gave last year, as well as handing out to community groups to make sure that they had the money to keep the lights on, to keep the grass growing. That's a big one, water in a community group. But we have come out the other side, I think, very well with a lot of potential as well. We also do industry clusters down at the Brisbane Hub, and one of the ones that we have just finished is a PropTech industry aggregator. So it was a 6-week program where we supported 15 new businesses and introduced them to over 30 established property, building and construction businesses for the tech that they have to help them. Could have been a part of your business, could have been the whole of the business. What we got out of that 6-week program was over $12 million worth of angel and capital investment in PropTech startups in Brisbane from a 6-week program. So needless to say, we'll be running that again. So if you're in PropTech, look out for it. We've been doing future food tech for a while. We're looking at health tech. We're looking at education tech. So please get engaged and see if your business is one that would fit into some of those aggregator programs so we can help you expand as well. To sum it up, our future is bright, and thank you to the RDA and your teams for the work you're doing here today to make sure that everybody has that opportunity to engage and to network. The Shrinner Council has definitely taken the first step to rebuilding our economy, but we can't do it without you. And we know that if small and medium businesses are doing well in Brisbane, then Brisbane is doing well. So that's why we're doing things like Fridays in the City, try and get your people back into work and helping our businesses in the CBD. The networks in the suburbs are doing great. But just because you're on your computer at home and spending money locally at the local coffee shop, some people in here are doing a little bit harder. So join us. Get on with Team Shrinner. We are working hard to support you. Thank you again to the team today on this expo. I hope it's a great day. Wish I could be here this afternoon to hear Kochie. Always very, very interesting. But hope you enjoy the day, and I look forward to bigger and better next year as well. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Councillor Chris Adams. Some really great things happening around this particular area as a council, and I know you're very busy, so thank you very much for coming. Yeah, very good. No problem at all. Thank you very much. Okay, I'd like to introduce Agatha Dharma. Agatha is the Business Advisory Manager for Business Station, the head of the Australian Small Business Advisory Service for Western Australia, Queensland, and the Northern Territory jurisdictions. Please welcome Agatha.
Thank you, Krista. I know she was on the way out. First of all, my name is Agatha. Thank you, Clinton, for the introduction. And of course, I wish to acknowledge the traditional owner of the land, the past, future, and emerging. Also, thank you, Lisa Lang from RDA, for such a great address from yourself. I'd like to also thank you, Margaret Blade, CEO of RDA, and Shay for having me here. Now, I think these two speakers before me have covered so much. What I want to share is how amazing, I guess, the partnership RDA Brisbane and Business Station have got. Because Shay told me about 2.5 months ago, Agatha, how about Small Business Month in May? Can we resurrect Click Digital Expo? And I said, yes. And it's a big undertaking, as you know. It's 2.5 months to organize this kind of expo, engaging these many people and advisors, etc. And I said, we want to support you in any way possible. What do you need? And every single thing we try to help, and that's why we're here today. But most importantly are you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of the ecosystem. I've been here for a couple of weeks now, making sure I'm doing my bit to support as well. I know it's a small business month in Queensland, and I know RDA Brisbane has done their great work across not just Brisbane and across Queensland to engage small business. And what can I do and Business Station do to support that? We went to so many events, and I want to congratulate Brisbane and Queensland because you have built such an amazing small business ecosystem. As a small business here, you're actually never alone. I love that. Crystal Adams mentioned Brisbane Business Hub. It's quite funny because I'm actually their newest tenant. Business Station decided, all right, we want to be where the heart of small business engagement is. And I see it with my own eyes. The generosity of the ecosystem from the big players, the BDO and CIQ, into the medium tier and also small business startups, this fantastic ecosystem. For me, I think that is mind-blowing and is something that for me, I congratulate you. And you're part of the ecosystem. So you should, all of you, pat yourself on the back, really. Now, this is all live, we're streaming live. I just want to ask one thing before I finish off my little spiel. Can we all get excited about this? Because this is an exciting day. Can everyone say it loudly if you can? Click 2021. Okay? On my mark, 3, 2, 1. Click 2021. All right? 3, 2, 1. Click 2021. Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like you to enjoy your day. By the way, David Koch, I am a big fan. That's why I actually put forward to Shay. How about if I bring over David Koch for you? Would you be happy? He's like, yes. And we spoke to him over the phone actually last week. He's so generous, so humble, and he himself is a small business owner. So he's not a media mogul or anything like that. He was engaged by Sunrise for like a 3-month engagement. 19 years later, he's still there because he's doing a great job. But he himself is a small business owner, so it's very important, I think, for us to listen to what he's got to share, and I think it's going to be great insights. That's 2 p.m. Please do come because it's going to be quite amazing. All right. Again, thank you for having me, and enjoy your day.
Thank you very much, Agatha. And yeah, click 2021. Get excited about it. If you're not excited now, in about 20 minutes' time, you'll be getting really excited when we start our presentations. Believe me. Okay. So thank you very much for that, Agatha, and taking the time to come over from Western Australia. We have a special engagement now with the official book launch of one of our highly experienced advisors, Tracy Sheen, the digital guide. And please welcome Peter Sheen to introduce Tracy.
Hey everybody. So my job today is to introduce Tracy, and we're going to celebrate the launch of her fabulous book, The End of Technophobia, a practical guide to digitising your business. And I get to background you a bit on Tracy, and I don't quite know what to say. I'm lost for words. Tracy's a little bit crazy. I'm qualified to say that because I'm the silent partner in the digital guide business, and also the silent partner in her life, and I'm a husband. So I guess a lot of people would say that to commit 5 odd years of your life to traveling the country, interviewing people, testing out tech, taking all those experiences you've had over the last 20 odd years, putting them in a manuscript, throwing it out, redoing it, and all the while technology is changing. I guess we can thank COVID because it gave her enough time to stop and actually get the book produced and published. But yeah, I think some people might say that shows dedication or commitment or perseverance. I say it's probably a little bit crazy, but in a good way. But we are here to celebrate it. Tracy and I were comparing notes the other day on when we sold our first mobile phones. We were in different states. We didn't know each other way back then. This was probably very early 90s when they were rolling out the towers and they were popping up. And we were in regional areas. And when the tower went in, we had the opportunity to sell probably the first mobile phone into each of those areas. The thing that amazes me with Tracy is she not only remembers the customer she sold it to, she remembers the dog's name, she remembers the model of the phone, she remembers the options that were bought with this phone. And, you know, we're not talking phones. Back then, a serious factory option was a trolley that you could wheel the thing around on if you wanted to look really cool. Tracy remembers all of that. She even was able to talk about the training she did with this person to help them integrate it into their business so they actually got a return on the $10,000 they'd invested on their mobile phone. I'm sure if we could find one today and actually get it here, Tracy would be able to program it, set it up and teach us all how to use it. She's not a geek though. She doesn't speak binary, she speaks human. She gets frustrated by technology and probably more frustrated than most of us, because after a career of 30 odd years, she opened computer superstores for Harvey Norman. She literally wrote the manual that salespeople use to put tech in people's hands. She's been there obviously at the start of the mobile phone launch. She was there for 3G, part of the SMS project that brought messaging to Australia. The iPhone. She expected the future, which, you know, we're in 2021. I think we're in the future, aren't we? She expected the future tech would just work. Unfortunately, the future hasn't delivered. I mean, you know, what were the promises of paperless office? So, you know, we're in a paperless world. Not really. We'd all be working 2 days a week, and, you know, we'd spend the rest of the week using technology to pursue our creative interests. Well, that never happened. And the big one for all of you in small business, when the internet arrived, you know, if you had a product or a service, you just put that online and the Ferrari would arrive in the driveway because you'd be making so much money. That hasn't happened either. So that's why Tracy wrote the book, because it hasn't happened. And we've got a whole plethora of people out there who technology has happened to. And they're not 3 steps ahead. They're many steps behind, and it keeps changing. So the challenge of the 21st century is helping small business people to engage with technology, close the digital divide, and that was part of why Tracy put this book together. You might be surprised to know she's got formal qualifications in health, wellness, and coaching, nutrition. Yep. The Ex-Corporate Hippie's Guide to Wellness is a podcast Tracy did way back in the early days of podcasting, before podcasting was cool and before she learned that podcasts should have short names. You probably won't find it online. If you dig, you might. You'll probably find Not Another Business Show. That's a podcast that hasn't been produced for about 4 or 5 years, but it still gets a few hundred hits every week and downloads and stuff. And I know Tracy would like to reboot it. I'm not sure when she's going to find time to reboot it, because she's a judge for the Australian Podcasting Awards. She's a judge for the Australian Small Business Awards. She judges the Web Awards and the Book Awards, and there's probably some I've forgotten. She's a certified practicing marketer at the Australian Institute of Marketing. Only certify very special people. Usually you have to be in a corporate job, but she's one of the small business people that has that certification, probably the only one. She works with hundreds and hundreds of small businesses. She's an advisor to the FastFast program, obviously, as many of you know. She has a loyal group of followers. She does workshops and webinars. I think she's done over 2,000 workshops. It just adds up. So I'm not sure when she's going to have time to reboot Not Another Business Show, but she probably will, because when I said at the beginning, Tracy's crazy, being in her circle is like crazy, like a whirlwind. So she'll probably find a way to reboot it. But you're not here to listen to me talk. I said I'm the silent one, and I think I'll go back to where I'm most comfortable, which is being silent in the back row. And I would like to invite Tracy Sheen up to say a couple of words. So everybody, I give you published author and my hero, Tracy Sheen.
I call him MacGyver because you can fix anything with a bit of sticky tape and a bit of string and stuff. So thank you, honey. There are 2.1 million small business owners in Australia. 63% of us are aged 45 and over. As Pete said, tech happened to us. We didn't grow up with this stuff. You know, the reason the floppy disk is on the cover is because that's where a lot of my people are comfortable. We remember fax machines. We remember floppy disks. So every week we're hearing about, you got to try this app. Are you on Clubhouse yet? What's this new tool? I found one last night. We were having dinner with friends and my girlfriend went, oh, let's just put it through Beam Me. And I'm like, oh my God, there's not like, you're telling me something now. What's going on? So every week there's something coming up that's vying for our attention. But here's the thing, as business owners, right, we're wearing so many hats. Where do we get time? How do we find this stuff? Why should we be investing all this time to research and then you got to implement and choose, and there's never just one option. It's like, well, do I go with Kajabi or Teachable or Thinkific, or we're having this conversation just the other day. That's what I do. I do that stuff so you don't have to. So you can then come to me and I put it in plain English, lots of screenshots, lots of check boxes where you can just go, okay, I get it. And a lot of my time has been going, don't do that. Seriously, just don't do that. Have you got something that works? Do that. Just focus on selling, focus on building your brand, focus on being you, being the person that creates a fabulous business, and allow a team of people like our fabulous ASPAS advisors to help you figure this stuff out that you don't have time to do. So what I really hope for the book, there's 11 sections. It's a chunky sucker. My fabulous business coach, I know we've got a lot of people watching online, so shout out to AG. When the book arrived, he actually had to measure it compared to his book because he's got 14 business books out, right? So he went, hang on. Yep. Okay, mine's a little thicker. He said to me, mine's a little thicker. But then he did the thud test and he went, well, yours is heavier, so therefore it's got more credibility value to it. So it's got 11 sections in it. It goes right from productivity, customer experience, sales, marketing, basically everything that you will experience in business. I talk about it in the book. And my passion, my real passion, I know Councillor Krista was talking about Brisbane, my real passion is the regions. You know, from Yarraman, thanks Jane for coming in, from Yarraman to Longreach to Albany in WA to the Gippsland in Victoria. I grew up behind the counter of a general store in a country area. We don't get the same level of good quality advice and boots on the ground. We just don't, as the city folk do. So my real passion, my real want for this book is to get it into the hands of those 63% of small business owners in Australia that are over 45, and to get more quality advisors like Clinton, like myself, out into the regional areas, face to face with small business owners, going, how can we help? How can we raise the economy of your small business and your community so Yarraman as a whole grows? So Bundaberg as a whole grows. So Inverloch as a whole grows. It's not just Tom's Butcher. It's not just the panel beater. It's not just the real estate agent doing well. It's the whole town. Imagine what an impact we could all have if we put time, money, energy, and consideration into our regional areas. So I'm here all day. Come and have a chat to me. I want your war stories. You got them. I know you do. I want your wins. I want to know what you want to know about, because I will keep writing. I'll keep talking. You can't shut me up. Anyone who knows me, you can't shut me up. And I just want to talk. I just want to know what's going on. You know, what are you using? What do you love? What do you hate? What's taking time? What's frustrating you? So I can keep writing, so I can keep talking, so I can keep creating content to help make your life easier. So I officially say the end of Technophobia is now launched. Thank you so much for your time.
I've actually read the book, so I can stand here and be an advocate to say it's absolutely fantastic. And what you see with Tracy is what you get. It's real, it's down to earth, full of heart and soul, and you'll see that in the book as well. So Tracy is here all day. Her stand is out the front here. There is a book launch special, so if you go and talk to Tracy, you'll actually get that special offer today. So thank you very much, Tracy. But also, I know Councillor Krista Adams has actually left, but just to acknowledge her again for taking the time to come down to the event today, because she is extremely busy. Just remember, today, keep your distance. We have to make sure that we are social distancing with the current environment that we're currently living in. Just remember the rooms are capped, but we have 6 sessions at once. So we've got 6 sessions going at once here today. So choose the session that you want to go to, and that's all being facilitated by all the very professional ASBAS advisors. We're going to have a quick break now. We'll get the ball rolling at 9:10. Enjoy your day. If you've got any questions at all, the advisors will be very, very happy to help you out. Click Digital Solutions is now officially open. Enjoy your day.